back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am joined today by the lovely Cindy. I am gonna butcher your last name if I try to say it myself.
Don't worry about it, it's cool. Oh, you want me to say it?
Yeah, you should say it. Yeah.
Guentert-Baldo, Cindy Guentert-Baldo.
I will link her channel below so you don't have to figure out how to try and spell that. She's also known as Llama Letters on Instagram, and we met for the first time, I think in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. At this point, it was almost 3 years ago.
2016, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I go wild in New Orleans. She is here this weekend for the New York City Planner Addicts event, and I asked if I could pull her away for a couple hours to stir the pot a little bit. I feel like I try and always err on the side of caution. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna make anybody mad, but you know what? I have some opinions. So,
I do too.
Yes.
Yes.
If you've ever watched any of Cindy's videos, very opinionated, colorful language. So we're gonna start off with that disclaimer. Colorful language. I usually don't, not that I don't, I swear in real life. Sam's always like, I can't believe you don't swear in your videos. I'm like, I just try and rein it in, but.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Totally fine. Totally fine. So disclaimer, colorful language. I might even drop a few. So here on my channel, we are gonna do planner trends that we just don't get. Not necessarily, I mean, it could be that we don't like, or that we just don't use, or things that we don't follow. So I'll start with the puffy stickers. And this is, I feel like, come up a lot with the Erin Condren seasonal surprise boxes. I feel like the last 4 of them have had a sheet of puffy stickers. What am I supposed to do with those? Where are they supposed to go?
I hate that they when you put them in your planner and then you write down something and it just makes it bumpy.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass. Now the enamel ones I think are beautiful. I don't know what to do with them.
What are enamel ones?
There was the ones they came out with that were, there's the puffy smushy ones, but then
Okay.
there's also the plastic ones.
Yes.
Which are beautiful, but I have no idea what to do with them.
Yes, and I've seen people put them on their covers or on a notebook. Although I'm not gonna lie, those, maybe it was the fall one, were totally off cut for me. They were not centered at all.
They're just not practical.
They're not practical for planners. They just aren't. And even for a lot this weekend, I flipped through Amy Tangerine's memory keeping, and even then, when you turn the page, it's gonna be hard to write on the other side, and I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I like my planner. It's even hard when you put a lot of washi tape on your planner, in the same
Yes.
place, and it builds up, and then you try to write, and it gets all lumpy. But I still do it. But
Yes.
I guess if you like something enough, you're gonna figure out how to make it work.
That's true.
I don't like puffy stickers enough to try and make them work.
Me neither. And I definitely won't buy them for myself, and I only end up with them when it's in a surprise form or a swag of some sort.
Yeah, you get them when they come to you, not when you go searching
and then you're
for
like,
them.
dang it, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh well.
All right, so one of mine that I don't get, and this is all by the way, this is all our opinion. So if you love this, it's totally cool. It's just something we personally don't get. I don't understand that clear jelly situation that people are using to make dashboards with, or planner covers. It's clear and it has sparkles in it or something, and it's smushy, and I don't understand it. It's like making a planner out of clear slime to me, and I don't understand the texture of it. It's just, and I remember the first time I heard about it was on the Planner Girl Chatter podcast,
Okay.
and so I went to go look for it because it
Right.
sounded weird and intriguing, and then I looked at it and I was like, what? I couldn't figure out what I would do with it.
I don't really get dashboards in general. That's I don't understand the concept of just a decorative flap in your TN.
I always assumed that a dashboard originally, when I used one in a ring bound planner, that was where I would stick post-it notes.
Okay.
As a place to put the things that I needed to see right away. But what I've seen other people do is it seems to just be a decorative piece, or a decorative cover or whatever. And I personally don't use that much decorative stuff to have random decorative stuff, if that makes sense.
So then when it would be a weird texture like that, I also wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
And I also heard about it on the Planner Girl Chatter podcast. I was like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
it just seems so like a
Smushy.
planner made out of a jellyfish. I don't understand it. And if you love it, I would love in the comments if you explain it so I can understand it. Because it's not even that I don't like it, I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to order some just to figure it out, and the other part of me is like, dude, you don't need more stuff.
You don't need something that you're not actually going to. Well, so I don't know if this falls into a planner trend, or on Cindy's channel we're gonna do a community pet peeve, but buying stuff to not use it.
hoarding it?
Like hoarding it. And I feel slightly hypocritical to make that comment because I just did a sticker storage series and I have way more stickers than one could possibly ever use in their entire life. But I'm not using them because I don't want to use them and I'm trying to hoard them. It's just I have too many.
So either way I look at it for me, because I have a big hoard of stuff and it's because I have too much stuff. But ultimately my goal is to use everything.
Right.
And like I use Simply Gilded washi as an example because that's something I know a lot of people
yes,
buy.
No, that's what I think about it too.
Or but the people who buy it and then they don't want to use it because they don't want to run out because it's limited edition or whatever. I have a really big Simply Gilded collection because I've been shopping with her since she started and #hipster. I love using it and I do use it and there are rolls of mine that are getting to the end and I'm going to be sad when they're gone, but I'll be able to look back at the stuff that I used it on and see it there, so I'll have it still to look at. And I understand that some people are collectors.
Okay.
When you're a collector, you keep things pristine. I know this because my ex-husband was a collector and he used to keep action figures in their package. And I'm someone,
in the packaging kind
right? And I'm somebody who rips things open and uses them. And he was like, no, you want to keep it nice. And I'm like, okay, so that was a difference in thought.
Okay.
But I think that there's a difference between people who collect and people who just don't use it because they're afraid to. And for those people, I wish I could just give them a little just shake and be like, yo, use it. That's what it's for, you know?
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. So if it's from a collector standpoint, you want to keep your Simply Gilded and it's plastic, go for it.
I don't understand it.
Yes,
but I understand that it happens.
But if it is just because you don't want to run out, I to your point of, would you rather look at the washi in a roll in your storage system of washi, or would you rather look at it on your spreads or on your journal or in your bullet journal, like look at it there? It's going to be in a lot more places if you roll it out and use it to look at it and enjoy it than in one little roll.
That is a very good point too. Like the more you use it, the more opportunity you have to look back at
it. Look at it and enjoy its beauty.
As opposed to it being in a drawer somewhere.
Where you probably don't look at it all that often.
Yeah.
Again, just my opinion, just our opinion. So if you love to keep your Simply Gilded tucked away in its plastic, and I have, well, no. I was gonna say, I feel like I have bought 2 of things that are limited edition because I don't want to run out, but that hasn't stopped me from moving into the second piece of it that I bought, if that makes sense. Like some samplers, or like when Kristen does her like anniversary samplers, and I will try to like place 2 orders so that I get 2 of them. It doesn't stop me from using the second one, but I will try and get 2 of limited edition things.
So you can collect it.
Yes.
And so you can use it.
Yeah.
But like because I use the samplers when I get them because I'm just like, oh, there's a sticker I want on there, I'll use that. But I know other people who like to have like, they're completionists. They want to have all of them, and I get that. I get the idea of that. Like as I collect Stephen King paperbacks, like old ones, they're really cool, but I don't care if they're crappy looking, I just want them. So I understand when you want to like have all of something and not use it. So if that's your point of view, then that's all well and good. But if you're just not using it for the sake of being afraid of running out or afraid of wrecking it or afraid of putting it in your planner and then deciding you don't like it there and suddenly you've wasted it, like fuck that, dude. Just use it because it's not going to bring you any joy just sitting there.
Yes. Marie Kondo would be very upset. It's not sparking joy in a drawer.
It's not sparking joy in a drawer.
It's not. It'll spark more joy in your planner. I feel like that should be the sparking joy.
Sparking joy. Okay, so a planner trend that I've seen a lot of recently on YouTube. Now, I'm not a Happy Planner person because I don't like the discs, but I've fallen down the Happy Planner YouTube rabbit hole. And the thing, it fascinates me, and I've actually talked to a couple people about it because I'm so fascinated. I don't think I could ever do it. It's like, to me, it would be a toy, not a planner, is the whole Transformer planner thing. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so what they do is they, the Franken planners with Happy Planners is they take pieces of different Happy Planners, they put them together in one. What a Transformer planner is you take your pieces of one fitness planner and you take it covers and all, and then you take another planner, your budget planner, covers and all, and you put them together so that you turn it and you pick all the covers up and you move it around the disc so it turns into a new planner. So you have like 4 planners in one. You're like, flip, new planner.
How are the discs
new planner? I have no idea. That's why I have a patron who does this, Sarah. She actually pulled hers out and she was like, look at this. Look at this. And I was like, that's so cool, but I would never be able to use it as a planner because A, it would be just too massive for me to handle, and B, I feel like I would just spend all my time
enjoying with the flip, the concept of the flip.
Yeah, like it sounds like something fun, like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So it's not something that I don't like. It's more something that like I find it fascinating the way I would feel watching like Animal Planet or something and seeing like it, you know, like something that's just completely alien to me. Yeah, like something that's just. So yeah, so those of you who use Transformer planners, I'd like to thank you for making YouTube videos because they give me endless amusement because it just keep flipping.
That's crazy. I have never even heard of that.
10 out of 10 recommend. It's so, like, I could never do it. That's the thing. I was thinking about like just sticking my Erin Condren covers into my planner to see if like to just start flipping it, but then because of the way that the coils are, where they have the a little like folded off piece of the coil, you could never fully do like a 360 as you can with the discs, so it wouldn't work. So I'm like, do I want to go buy some happy planners just so I can make one to play with?
I'm sure you have a happy planner buried somewhere.
I know I have a happy planner buried somewhere.
I'm sure. There was a happy planner on our table yesterday.
There was, yes. Yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited. It's the fitness one, which, again, I don't love the discs, but I like the inserts. I like the fitness layout.
Well, and I think that that's something that you and I can both agree on is one that we just can't with. Like, people feel very strongly about, like, their planner systems. There's, you know, there's coil bound, there's discs, there's ring planners, there's traveler's notebooks, and for me, coil bound is the one I stick to. And I think for me, it's because I know with people who like happy planners, as an example, is they like the flexibility of being able to put stuff in, take stuff out. Same with ring bound or traveler's notebooks. I like it all to be in there and stay there in one thing. And so when I see people changing their shit out, to me, it makes me anxious. So
I feel I'm the same way. Yeah, I am a coil through and through. I have been testing out the Erin Condren Folio, so it's a TN type system. But I will tell you, I will take the notebook out of the bands to write in it because I can't seem to write in it while it's in the bands. Like, it's just a weird, I don't know, there's bumps and it's a weird angle. And then instead of actually putting the notebook back in the bands, I will just stick it in the folio and wrap it around and call it a day. And I'm like, you're not actually using the folio. It's more of like a, I don't know, a protective cover where I'm not actually using it as a TN.
Well, and like back when they changed the Erin Condrens that the covers could be interchangeable, that made me anxious. I was like, I just want to pick a cover and be done with it. I don't want to have to worry about changing. Like, I'm a creature of habit. Once I find something, I want to stick to it until I decide I hate it and I want to do something else. And so while I'm sticking to it, I feel comforted when it's there and it's just solid and it's not changing. And the times I've tried doing ring planning and traveler's notebook planning, I'm so frazzled about all the changes that I don't actually stop and do the planning.
Too many options can be a bad thing.
Yeah, and I know some people love that. And for me, it's like the polar opposite. I watch other people do it and I'm fascinated by it. But the thought of doing it myself makes me like start to like have like a panic attack. So I'm like, shit, because I'd be so focused on all the changes that I'm not actually focused on the plans. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's another reason why I have stuck with the Erin Condren vertical for so many years, because it is like, I know how it works for me, and it's not to say that maybe switching to another kind of planner wouldn't work better, but it stresses me out to try and figure that out. I don't want to try and figure that out. I just want to stick with what I know works. It works fine for me, and I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, well, and when people like talk about planner peace and shit like that, you know, like my personal opinion is planner peace doesn't exist. I think planner contentment exists, where you're content with what you have and you just stay with it. For me,
it's like literally what I just described. It's a good
exactly.
point.
And one of the things about it is that when you're changing a whole bunch, when you're trying to find the right thing, it's not just that you're doing something different each time you change. It's that there's that learning period, that adjustment period every time you change, and you have to figure out your new style, figure out what you're going to do now, figure out how you're going to use it. And so you don't just go from like, I got this to I got this. You have like an adjustment period, and the thought of having adjustment period after adjustment period after adjustment period is overwhelming to me.
Yeah, is that a planner trend that I'd like to, when people switch planners like every other week? Are you actually planning? Are you actually planning in all those planners? All of a sudden someone will just like post a new planner, and I'm like,
well, and if they are, because I would imagine that there are some people who are, maybe you do it enough times you get used to it, or if you've done it like I've seen some people who go through different planners pretty regularly, but it's the same ones that pop up. Like they use this one, then they use this one, then they use this one, and they go back to planner A again, and you see it kind of rotate through. And if somebody was doing that, I could imagine that adjustment period would change. And I know other people maybe just haven't found what they want yet, but like if somebody has the secret to changing all the time and not being stressed out about it, I'd love to know what that is.
Please let us know.
Because I'm stressed out watching it. So
yeah, it stresses me out when someone's like, I'm going to try out this new planner, and I'm like, what? But it seemed like your system was working you when I like follow you on social media, and now you're gonna try something else.
Yeah. Well, you and I are planner sticks in the mud, apparently. We stick with
That's what we are.
Your planner sticks in the mud.
Planner sticks in the mud.
Like, I may not stick with the horizontal next academic year. I do academic year planners.
But you stick with something for a whole academic year.
I try to, but I like to have everything in one spot. You know, like, not only that, but like if there's a week where I didn't use it because I just had too much going on, because that's, you know, the irony. When weeks you have too much going on, you don't
actually
your
plan.
planner. Yeah. Or like last year I did a whole month in the bullet planner, which is one of the times I learned that it's not a good idea to just swap to something else and assume you're going to be able to figure it out right away. But I was able to look through last year's planner and see that month that was empty and know why it was empty. And I like to have the whole thing to like look back on, as opposed to having to pull out 6 different planners to figure out what happened over the course of a year.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I might be willing to change it at the end of the year if I decide I'm bored with it or whatever, but I try to get through 1 year unless it really sucks. And usually that's not the case for
like
me.
the bullet planner.
Like the bullet planner.
Didn't work for her.
Did not work for me. Okay, so another planner trend that, probably my last one that I don't understand, are the sticker kits that are done with real pictures.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking that same thing.
Like,
where it's they're called something. It's like a photography kit or something. There's a name for that.
I for some reason, like, maybe it's because I've seen a lot of people do, like, take their planner and then they take like their sprocket or their selfie or whatever the hell their little printers are, and they print out pictures from their week and they stick them in their planner to like memory keep the week as well as the planner. And that to me looks so, I don't do that myself because I memory keep when I do. I memory keep in a different way.
Yeah.
But I love seeing other people do
that's
that
what I
because
do.
it just looks really like alive. And so then I see these kits that are just like flowers or some shit, but they're pictures of them, and it feels kind of confusing to me.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure that the aesthetic is something other people love, but for me, it like, every time I see regular pictures in a planner, I'm gonna assume that there's somebody's like memories.
Actual picture and not like a random person.
Yeah, I mean, I have all sorts of other like sticker kit things where I don't get it, like, you know, people in your planners, but I've talked about that on my channel multiple times. It gives me the creeps. Like, I don't like
agree.
people looking at me.
Or especially when they're like headless people, or like, well, the other day you talked about the floating hands.
Yeah, like the hands that have the hands in the Happy Planner book that are just a hand, and I'm like,
it's creepy.
Yeah, it gives me the willies. But like when I see pictures of people, like putting a picture of someone in my planner actually doesn't creep me out if it's a memory. If it's some rando that I don't know looking at me in my planner, or even like Lamika stickers, I love them and I've used them in my planner, but it's still
kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's like the whole uncanny valley thing. It's like you look at something that's not quite human looking, and it just.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I always buy those for Go Wild, but I don't put them in my planner. I put them in a notebook with like notes from the speakers.
Yeah, see, I love, and they're so beautiful. I think they're great, but I can't use them as a planner sticker. But like the picture, the photography kits or whatever, it's not that I think they're ugly. Most of them I've seen are gorgeous.
When they're in the sticker kit, it's gorgeous, and you look at it and you're like, that's a beautiful kit. And then in a planner, you're kind of like,
Yeah, it would feel to me, and I mean, I guess, you know, like imagine like cutting pictures out of a magazine or something, right? That might be the same kind of feel to it, but that's just not the vibe in my planner that I'm used to. And so when I see it in someone else's planner, it's like I'm expecting to see one thing, and it's not even as bad. It's just not what I was expecting to see.
Yeah. So. On the same line of kits, though, I don't get the kits that are like 10 million pages long. Also been talked about on the Planner Girl Chatter podcast. Yes. When it's like a kit that's like literally 10 pages, and I could not use that, and never in my entire life, even with No-whitespace, use that whole kit in 1 week, let alone like 3 or 4.
Well, I've done that a couple of times in a live plan with me when I've gotten drunk, and one of the things that I noticed is when you use all of those stickers, your pages get so heavy. And like, it's not something I thought about until I did it. And when I did do it, I was like, oh, I could not imagine having a planner this full of like wall-to-wall stickers. It would get so thick. Yeah, and like I can't imagine somebody doing that with an 18-month planner.
And when you use, like, not throwing shop under the bus, but Scribble Prints Co. I just recently tried to use one of her kits that I got at a event, and it had like 7-8 pages, and she uses that glossy paper that's super, super thick. And so if I had used every single one of those stickers on that week, and if you use her stickers every week consistently, I can't imagine how thick your planner would be.
Maybe some people like it thick. But it's the No-whitespace kits, to me, like, when people, especially when they're planners are covered with them before they plan their week out.
Oh, that's the
don't
other thing I
understand
don't
how
get.
you know where. I mean, I guess if you kind of like map it out, maybe. But I'm a plan as you go kind of bitch. So I need to leave space because I know as I go through the week I'm gonna need the space.
Right.
And so.
Right. The people that will, that is the thing. When you watch a plan with me, and they're like, well, this full box looks good here, and this full box looks good here, and I'm like, okay, but do you have plans there, or are you going to have plans there? Because I don't understand why you're putting that sticker down just because it looks good.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know. That's not how I.
Well, and that's part of probably a community pet peeve that we'll have in the other video.
Yeah.
Which might be a good time to
transition.
Yeah.
So those are all the planner trends that we do not get. Again, these are our opinions. So if you disagree, please let us know.
But disagree kindly.
Okay.
Because we don't hate you. We think you're great, even if your planner confuses us. I just want to understand it so you can explain it. But don't be a butthole. This is a butthole free zone.
This is a butthole free zone.
Butthole free zone. It's her channel, but it's still a butthole free zone.
It's still a butthole free zone. It's definitely
right.
Yes. So let us know. And over on Cindy's channel, we are going to do planner community peeves.
Yeah, we're doing the more the buttholes may come out more and
it might
enforce there.
So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And make sure to go check out our video on Cindy's channel, which I will link her channel and that video below.
And make sure if you're coming to my channel from her video that you let me know that you did that, so I can be like, hey girl, hey. So hey guy, hey person. Hey they.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy planning.
Bye.